All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom to the elect, those that are fighting to endure to the end, and that are calling on the true names of the Father and the name of the only begotten Son, which are Yahweh, which is the name of the Heavenly Father, meaning He is, and that is who the word calls God. Yahweh Shai is the name of the only begotten Son, meaning He is our salvation. And that is who the world also ignorantly calls Jesus, who, by the way, is a so-called black man. All right? Now, today, the lesson of the topic, our sermon is, there is no plan B. All right? There is no plan B in this ministry, in this walk. And that's the scary thing. All right? Because there is no plan B. And the more scarier thing about it is that the people outside of this truth that's rejected the word, they don't understand that. All right? They don't understand that there is no plan B. All right? Now we're going to get that term plan B and what does it mean or what does it imply. But before then, there's another similar term that they say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, we're telling you the contrary to that. Put all your eggs in one basket. Just make sure that one basket is Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right? So let's look at both of those terms. This is the term, there is, don't put all your eggs in one basket. This is don't put all your eggs in one basket. It reads, don't risk everything on the success of one venture, all right? But we're telling you the opposite of that. We're telling you to risk everything on one venture, on one name, on one names, which is the Father, Yahweh, and the only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Risk it all, man. There is no plan B. There is no, if this doesn't happen, what do I do next? It's all or nothing. And we're telling you this is the only safe, I don't want to use the word bet, but this is the only safe bet to put. All right? Put everything on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. Because as we see, this earth is in shambles. All right? And it's only going to get worse. All right? Because why? This devil, he saw Edom, he understands that his time is running out. Okay? So he's getting ready to move with a sense of urgency. And if you putting your eggs in other baskets, meaning your time, your resources, and everything else, because you don't feel like this truth is where it's at, guess what? You're going to be left out in the dark, ass naked. All right? So we're telling you don't risk it. We're telling you to what? Put all your eggs in one basket. All right? Put all your eggs in what? The names of the Father and the only begotten Son, because once everything else falls and the society starts to collapse, you're going to be able to reap those benefits, okay? So have all your eggs in one basket, all right? Let's read that again. Let's read what that means. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, and then let's go ahead and get, there is no plan B. So don't put all your eggs in one basket, unless that basket is the names of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Put all of them in there, okay? Because there ain't no saving for a rainy day. There ain't no, what am I gonna do when I can't find something to eat? See, I knew if I would have just prepared myself and prepped and did everything else, when all hell broke loose, I would have had more resources. BS, all right? Bullshit, man, okay? Because if you put your trust and faith in anything else outside of this truth, you're gonna fail, man. It don't matter how successful you look for the time being, you're going to eventually what? Fall on your face, okay? Shalom. You're going to eventually fall on your face, all right? And if you don't put your trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, guess what? What else is there to put your trust in? All right? There is no plan B. See? And only the elect will acknowledge and come to that conclusion that outside of this truth, there is no plan B. All right, now let's get plan B. There is no plan B. Give me 1 second. This is the meaning of there is no plan B. There is no plan B means there is no alternative or backup plan. See? So there's no alternative or backup plan outside of this truth. There is no plan B, because when you get a woman pregnant, she say, let's go get a plan B. The alternative of what? Not having a child is to what? Get a plan B to prevent life from taking place. But sometimes that plan B don't even work, okay? She could take a plan B and she could what? Still get pregnant eventually. But see, there is no plan B outside of this truth. This truth is concrete. It's clad. There is no other option, no other religion, no other names to call on. There's nothing to go to. What are you going to go to outside of this truth? You're going to run back into the world just so you can celebrate some dumbass holiday? Easter, Christmas? What's the alternative? Let's really think about that. All right? Some other religion? Some made up religion? No, there is no plan B. So it says there is no plan B means there is no alternative or backup plan, emphasizing a singular focus on succeeding with the current plan without a fallback, right? So everything we got, we put into this ministry. And hey, either we gonna make it or we ain't, all right? So we believe and we under the impression that if we put our trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, we gonna make it. He gonna come through for us. He gonna make good on his end, on his word, all right? And if you don't have that type of faith, then you need to what? Examine yourself. You know, as it says in 2 Corinthians 13:5, examine yourself whether or not you be in the faith, all right? Because this is based on what? Faith, all right? So it says the phrase can be a title for creative works like the short. Now, I ain't talking about we going into something else. So there is no plan B. There is no alternative, all right, outside of this truth. So let's go ahead and open up the book, Psalm, and we're going to go to verse 125. This is Psalms 125 and verse 1. It reads, they that trust in Yahweh shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be removed, but abideth forever. See? And guess what? The Israelites are still here to this day, all right? The Israelites haven't went anywhere. But see, through secular, through this man's narrative, he would like to push the notion that there are no more Israelites. Well, then who are those apostles in the land right now? Because they don't fit the prophecy. As it says, when all of Israel come back to the land, there will be no more wars. Well, there's two things that's going against those apostles right now. All of Israel is not back in the land, and there's still wars going on the earth. All right? So we understand that Israelites are still here on the earth. All right? And it says what? They that trust in Yahweh shall be as Mount Zion, which cannot be removed, but abideth forever. So all the Israelites are still here today. Verse 2, as the mountains are round about Jerusalem, so Yahweh is round about his people from henceforth even forever. So the Lord got us, man. All right? He's that strong protection. He's that strong hedge. He's that tower. All right? Outside of him, what are we going to run to? There is no strong tower outside of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So there is no plan B. All right? There is no alternative. All right? We tried all the alternatives, and all of them let us down. From the church, from trying to make it in the industry, from whatever endeavors we went, it all let us down. It didn't give us that sense of fulfillment as we have with this truth. All right? Because why? We understand who we are. We understand the enemy plan. We understand the times that's getting ready to come here to Babylon the Great, the United States of America, and elsewhere. All right? Where will we put up on game like we getting put up on game right now outside of this truth? Nowhere else. Everything else was get money, get clothes, get cars, get girls, get this, live the fast life. All right. And for a time being, that may seem appealing or appeasing to the majority, but then everything else fades. And then what you left with, that sense of not feeling complete. All right. But with this truth, we get it all, man. We get our past, our present, and our future to look forward to. All right. And we understand that outside of this truth, there is no plan B. We can't go to anywhere else to be fulfilled. All right. We get comfort in the scriptures. All right. To know that what? This ain't gonna forever last, man. This is getting ready to come to an end. All right. And we get that comfort, that solace that gives us that, man, it all makes it worth the while. All right. It makes worth coming out on the highway and hedges every weekend, putting up videos, edifying the flock, to the best of our ability, what talents that the Lord gave us. It makes it all worthwhile to know at the end we're going to be rewarded if we endure. So there ain't no plan B. All right. There's no plan B outside of this truth, man. All right. And we experienced and we tried everything else, only to fail time and time on our face. Oh man, I got this lick. I'm gonna get a scam. Man, all them scams, all them licks, all that shit, that ain't gonna amount to what's coming to those that stay faithful and true to the word. All right? We're gonna get it all. So there is no plan B. So it says, Psalms 125 and verse 3, for the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, lest the righteous put forth their hands into iniquity. See? So the only way we got touched, and it's being able to be touched today, is when we put our hand towards iniquity. Sin upon a sin upon sin. What is sin? The transgression against the law. So when we break the law, we open up to what? Things happening to us that, may not be so pleasant. All right? And the 2/3 of our people, they finna get that reality check real soon, okay? They gonna get G-check, as they call it, man. When Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai shows up, the 2/3 of our people, along with the rest of the heathens, they gonna get G-check, all right? For what? All the sin and iniquity they have done, all right? And they don't get away with it, because I know Christians would like you to believe that happened in the past, all right? We're not our forefathers. That happened back in slavery days. Nah, man, you're your forefathers coming back in the reincarnation. And guess what? The Lord is going to preserve you for judgment, for that day of judgment. You don't get away with it, all right? That's why we understand there is no plan B. So it says, verse 4, Psalms 125 and 4, do good, O Yahweh, unto those that be good, and to them that are upright in their hearts. See, this is all the perks and benefits that we're going to receive for doing good in a time where doing good, according to the word, doesn't seem to be popular, especially amongst our people. Because you got some of our people, as I did in the video earlier this week, a guy by the name of Marquette Devon that's calling Israelites stupid, idiots, bums, dusty. See? But he gonna have an answer for all that, all right? Because why? He's rejecting the word. Unless he repent, he's gonna have to answer for all that, all right? Because all your money, all your fame, all your notoriety in the day of calamities ain't gonna make a difference, okay? So what we saying right now is do right, do good by the word, by the Lord, and he gonna take care of you in the day of your troubles. See, we getting ready to come into a time like never before. Jacob's trouble, all right? Well, what? These troops, these other nations, there's got race wars that's what? That's fuming right now, all right? You got what? Psyops, like the chick that happened in North Carolina. She got what? Allegedly jugged in the juggler, all right? Then you got what? We know the psyop that happened in Utah with Captain Kirk, all right? I just did a lesson how the NBA basketball star Jonathan Isaac tried to capitalize on that by bringing out his Christian shoes, Judah 2s, okay? So we understand, all right, in the time that we moving in, that, hey, it's best to do right and do good by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, because those that don't, guess what? They're gonna have to, as it says in the scriptures, reap what they sow. Okay, so it says what? Do good, O Yahweh, unto those that be good, and to them that are upright in their hearts, their mind. All right, because what does it say in Jeremiah 17? All right, the heart is deceitful above all. Who can know it? I, Yahweh, try the reins of men. So the Lord knows your heart, your mind, whether or not you're doing good according to his word and not your own understanding. That's why it says what? Lean not on your own understanding. But what? Put your trust and faith in Yahweh and acknowledge him in all thy ways, and he should direct thy paths. Okay? So this is all we got, man. All right, and if you don't like it, the hell with you, man. This is all we got. We don't care if you call us bums. We don't care if you call us dusty. We don't care if you call us idiots. We don't care if you call us stupid or whatever. Because what, at the end of the day, we know the reward to those that stay faithful and enduring to the end. We're going to be able to get everything on the first go-around, the first resurrection. All right, to them, death have no dominion over, roughly paraphrasing, see? So guess what? While your ass gonna be crying, asking this system for food in the form of taking that chip, we gonna be taken care of. Isaiah 65:13. My servants shall eat, but you shall be hungry. My servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. My servants shall have glory, but you shall have shame. You see? You're gonna be shamed in that day, all right? And we can't wait till that day come, man. We praying to the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that he's sending judgments and judge all you 2/3 wicked ass ninjas out here, man. All right? Because y'all acts and deeds have well, you know, y'all acts and deeds, y'all wicked acts and deeds has well, what's the word I'm looking for? Justified and getting y'all served up, man. All right? So go ahead and continue to go ahead and keep joining hand in hand with this system, all right? Until it what? Devours you, man. And ultimately, that's Yahweh rejecting your ass, man. Because you had this truth, but you scoffed at it. So what? He gave you over to what? Your own vile imagination, your thoughts, man. So continue to mock, continue to scoff. All right? That's just mean what? More affirmation or confirmation that we are the potential elect. All right? Somebody got to fit the bill. Why not us? Why not you? Okay? If you enduring to the end, you know, why not you? Why you can't be the elect if you got some other dude scoffing, some other chick not believing? Why not you? Okay? Keep enduring. All right? There is no plan B. You understand. We understand. All right? As potential members of the elect, we understand. There ain't nothing to go to. We was all in the world. We had the experience of a 2/3, and we seen the truth, and we was coming to the conclusion, that's the light. That's the way to go. Those names are truly indeed the names of the Father and the only begotten Son. It only makes sense, okay? Because why? These heathens tried to hide those names for the longest. Coming close like Yahweh, but it ain't the same as Yahweh, okay? Coming close to Yahshua, but it's not the same as Yahweh Shai, all right? See, there's no other name under heaven that ye shall be saved other than Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So guess what? There ain't no plan B. Put all your eggs in that one basket. As long as that basket is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and you ain't gonna fail, even if it's at the expense of you losing your life. You don't fail, because why? You gave your life for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And the more you understand and get that, the more harder you go for this truth, man. All right, because why? You understand the Lord getting ready to wrap and close things up. He's getting ready to reel his word in, all right? The servants, the prophets ain't gonna be out here amongst all this chaos, okay? And chaos is getting ready to ensue and move forth amongst all the earth, man. The Lord getting ready to bring this thing to an end, this ministry to an end. The elect is all but sealed, okay? So he's getting what? He's getting ready to what? Call his servants, the prophets back in, and to what? Hey, let the judgment go out. And we know the judgment is what? That sword, that famine and pestilence. All right? So put all your eggs in one basket. Psalms 125 and verse 5. It says, as for such as turn aside unto their crooked ways, Yahweh shall lead them forth with the workers of iniquity. But peace shall be upon Israel. And only the elect at this time is going to receive that peace. All right? Only the elect, and rightfully so. All right? Because why? We the only ones that staying true to this word. All right? Because why? We understand ain't no plan C, D, E, F, G, or whatever, all the way to Z. Ain't number one plan. All right? So we got the plan. We got the vision through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and we going to stay focused. All right? And that's the end of that. All right? We going to stay focused, and what? We going to continue to do the work, Lord willing, all the way up until the end. All right? Until he sends what? Until he sends those chariots to come get us, man. So there ain't no plan B, and we gonna put all of our eggs into one basket. Thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. So let's go ahead and jump to the next psalm, which is 127, and let's start at verse 1. This is Psalms 127 and 1. It says, "Except Yahweh." All right, then. Doing all right? Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is Psalms 127 and 1. It says, except Yahweh build the house. See? Hey, except Yahweh build the house, what? They labor in vain that build it. See? They putting their trust in vain things. Yahweh ain't with them, man. He ain't build that house, all right? He built the house of David, okay? This is where it's at right here, the elect, man. This is the only thing that's going to sustain. At the end of the day, everything else is going to hell in a handbasket. Your damn podcasts, your businesses, your houses, everything else. The Lord ain't with it. As it says in 2 Peter 3 and 9, or 2 Peter 3, it says, the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Everything you got going up in fire, man. All right? Everything you got is going up in fire once those missiles come and touch down here on the shore of America and in the interior parts of America. All right? The 10th part, representing what? Those 10 FEMA zones. All right? It's all going up in fire, all up in smoke. So let's read that again. Psalms 127 and 1. It says, except Yahweh build the house. He's building the house of David right now. All right? You seeing the elect being raised up in these last days. He's building the house. He's rebuilding the temple. All right? The house of David is being put together right before your very own eyes, man. And you don't understand the significance of that. If you would, you will understand there ain't no plan B, okay? It says, except Yahweh build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except Yahweh keep the city, the watchman waketh, but in vain. Everything they doing, man, is for vain. This city, America, Babylon the Great, ain't what? Prophesied to be here after the destruction come. This place is going to be destroyed, man, and we can't wait. All right, because why? The destruction of this place and the destruction of Edomite society in whole means what? The ushering in our kingdom, our eternal kingdom. So there is no healing Babylon. As it says, howl for her. Howl for her. Take balm, which is ointment. We would have healed Babylon if she could have been healed. Ain't no healing this place, all right? It's a wrap. That's why we understand we putting all our eggs in one basket and there ain't no plan B, all right? Because why? We got the Bible, all right? So F that guy that said, if you believe, 100% of you that believe that the Bible is true are idiots, F him and others alike, man, all right? Because why? Everything you building is in vain, all right? It's going to all come to an end. So it says, verse 2, Psalms 127:2. It is vain for you to rise up early. Why? To sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he giveth his beloved sleep. See, we getting good sleep, man. We getting good sleep. And we gonna get even more better sleep as this place continues to erode from within. All right? Hey, we getting sleep, man. Captain Kirk, you know who Captain Kirk is. The lady on the North Carolina transit, and many more, because we know those are all psyops to what? Usher in a new world order. All right, so they can what? Bring in that beast system, which is going to be what? Spearheaded by the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip. So we get more sleep when everybody else is restless, when they can't get sleep at night. We getting good sleep out here, man. We getting good sleep. All right, we ain't worried. So it says what? It says verse 2. Where we at? It is vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows. What's going on? To eat the bread of sorrows, for so he giveth his beloved sleep. Hey, this is one of the perks of being what? Having your trust and putting all your faith in that one basket. You get plenty of sleep. You get good sleep. The more this place erodes from within, the more talks of rumors of war, the more things happen, the more sleep we get, the more rest we get. Because why? We know eventually it gotta happen. All right? It's gotta come. Okay? The more bad news that this place gets, the more sleep we have, man. All right? Oh man, we just kicking back. Yep. Oh, they said the ATM, they said the banks are out. We can't wait till them news. We can't wait till that news come. Oh, the grocery stores are marking up prices on their food. Oh, yeah. Oh man, we getting good sleep. This is all good news to us, man. What else? Food inflation, rent going up, jobs not being readily available. You see, all this is bringing forth chaos. All this is bringing forth chaos. Why? Because if there's a lack of resources, what does that mean for the inhabitants that's in that land? They're gonna have to fight and scuffle and get down with it for them little bit of lack of resources. If you ain't got number one loaf of bread and there's 20 people outside waiting on that one loaf of bread, who gonna get it? That's where you get the what's that word or that saying? Survival of the fittest. You see? And we got the most fittest answer and solution to it all, man. We ain't gonna be in the midst of that chaos fighting over that one loaf of bread. The Lord gonna send a chariot. Here, you gonna eat. Here, you gonna drink. Here, I prepared a place for you to get rest and sleep. Here's a house nobody's been to, and I got it laid out for you. I got a plushious bed in there. You got running water. You got a refrigerator full of food, and you good, man. We ain't losing no sleep over this place. We can't wait till it really hits to the proverbial. We can't wait till the shit hits the fan. We gonna get all the sleep we want then. We ain't gotta worry about waking up for work no more. We ain't gotta worry about paying bills no more. Because why? We off the grid, all right? You think you gonna be still working during Jacob's trouble? Hell no, man. You think you're gonna still be worrying about bills during Jacob's trouble? Absolutely not, all right? The only thing we worried about is, hey, did we do the best work that we could while the time we had was allotted to us, all right? So that's why ain't no plan B, okay? So it says, did we read that? It is vain for you to, yeah, we read that. So let's go to the next one. This is Psalms 130 and verse, let's start at the top. Psalms 130:1. This is Psalms 130:1. It says, out of the depths have I cried unto thee, O Yahweh. Verse 2, Lord, hear my voice. Let thy ears be attentive to the voice of my supplications. See? This is only going to apply to those that keep in the word, man. All right? The Lord ain't going to hear the Lord is not going to hear the voice of sinners. All right? So while you out here doing your everyday walks, going about your life, you know, bypassing the word, doing your own thing, when all hell breaks loose and you make that call and cry for the Lord to answer you and to hear your supplications, guess what? He ain't going to hear it. All right? Because what? You ain't doing what's required of you right now to get that answer, to get those supplications heard. All right? It says, Lord, hear my voice. Let thy ears be attentive to the voice of my supplications. If thou, Yahweh, shouldest mark iniquity, O Lord, who shall stand? Right. See, this is why the Lord gave us his only begotten son, because why? All our sin, all our righteous works are as what? Filthy rags. Because why? We can't be perfect in this sinful flesh. All right. And that addresses another comment that was made. Why do you say Bah Hashem? Because we can't go to the Lord directly anymore. All right. We got to go through his son. All right. Because why? All our iniquities. All right. The Lord wasn't dealing with us. Okay. That's why he sent us over here to Babylon the Great, America, and other places because of our iniquity. All right, we went into captivity. All right, but now that he's rebuilding the house of David, he's starting to hear our cries and supplication. Why? Because Yahushua was that perfect sacrifice for the nation of Israel, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. So it says, if thou, Yahweh, shouldest mark iniquities, O Lord, who shall stand? See? So we weren't worthy to stand in front of the Lord, man, because we kept going off. It says, verse 4, but there is forgiveness with thee. See? So he had mercy on us, and he sent us his only begotten son, Yahushua. All right? It says, verse 4, Psalms 130 and 4, but there is forgiveness with thee, that thou mayest be feared. See, this is why we fear the Lord, all right? Because we understand how much we were jacked up in this damn world, man. We was a goddamn American. We might have been a Puerto Rican, a Jamaican. We had all these bywords and proverbs. We was jacked up, man. We were given over to the hands of our oppressor, all right? But the Lord, he made good on his word, man. All right, he would not forsake us. So what? That small remnant, that cluster that he preserved for himself, they waking up to the last days. And they understanding that what? There ain't no plan B. And what else? We gonna put all our eggs in that one basket that they want us not to. All right? So it says, what else? Psalms 130 and verse 4. But there is forgiveness with thee, that thou mayest be feared. See? And this is why we fear the Lord. All right? Because why? Hebrews 10 and 31, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the true and living power, man. All right? Just like he jacked us up back then. And what? He's still jacking 2/3 of our people up today. Because why? They don't have understanding to know that this is why they're under the curses. Because we sinned it. But because they got a podcast, because they making a little bit of money in Esau Kingdom, they want to frown and scoff and mock this word. Well, guess what? You're going to have your day, all right? As all the sinners, all right? That day of fire, okay? It says, verse 5, Psalms 135, I wait for Yahweh. My soul doeth wait. So this is our only plan. We waiting, man, all right? And if you don't want to wait, and if you can't wait because you're impatient, go right ahead, deviate, go off into other endeavors. It just makes our spot more concrete that we are one of the members of the elect. So we like it when you get a so-called Israelite that fell out of the truth and say, I'm no longer a Hebrew Israelite. Hey, man, yes, you had the truth, you received it, you turned your back on the plow, you went back into the world, and you want us to feel sorry for you? No, we applauded. Yes, that just means one more spot for us. That just means our spot is more secure and concrete. All right, because what? Those 2/3 that fall out, they fulfilling their lot. That's why what? We praying to the Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, that he doesn't remove the Holy Spirit from off of us. We're not that proud, man. We're going to stay what? We're going to stay meek and humble in this walk, all right? Because we understand the Lord give it and he take it. He can put the Spirit on you, and just like that, he can remove it from above of you. So it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the true and living power. So we walk every day on ice, man, on thin ice. Because we know at any point in time, man, if the Lord is through with us, he can discard us just like that. And it's his program. He can do whatever he wants, man. We the creation, he the creator. We can't get mad at him, you see? We can't get mad at him, all right? Which is why we ain't mad at the 2/3, man. We understand they fulfilling a lot. They fulfilling prophecy, all right? How are we gonna get mad at them? They fulfilling their share of the prophecy. Those that put their hands to the plow and look back. We can't get mad at the 2/3, man. Now we do get mad in the sense that, hey, man, damn, you had the truth. You saw the light at the end of the tunnel, and you ran from it. You went back into the world. But as far as prophecy go, we understand that. That's why we got to pray that we endure. All right, what's that? Psalms 51:11. Let's get that. This is Psalms 51:11. It says, "Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me." See, this is what we praying for. That the Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, don't remove the Holy Spirit from off of us. This close to the end. We this close. And you got Jake falling out of the truth to go back into the world, to go back to Christianity of all the religions to go back to. Christianity, that's a slap in the face. See? But Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai got something for them, man. All right? Because they didn't fear the Lord. They thought it was another plan outside of this word. They thought that they could put, out of 100 eggs, they thought they could put 99 eggs into the truth, but keep that one egg in their pocket just for a rainy day. Hey, man, you got to put everything in that one basket, okay? If you ain't putting everything in that one basket, you ain't putting forth your best effort, okay? The Lord ain't dealing with you. When he calls you to this truth, you put everything into that one basket. What does it say in Matthew 19:29? Everyone that has forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. You got to put everything in that basket. You can't hold back. Oh, I got a piece of land out there in Italy for when all hell breaks loose, I'm going to hop in my private jet and I'm going to fly to Italy. See, you ain't putting all your eggs in one basket. You got a contention plan. Upon contention, when all hell breaks loose in America, I'm going to flee here and go to Italy. But what does it say in Amos, the 5th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, is if there's one did flee from a lion and a bear met him. And he fled from a bear and rested his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him, okay? You can't get away from your judgment, all right? You put all your eggs in one basket and guess what? Where the chips may land, they land. If you are the elect, you're going to get it. And you're going to endure all the way into the end, all right? But you don't hold back. Yeah, you know, I got 99 eggs out of 100, and I'm going to put, what? A majority of them in that basket. But you know what? I'm going to keep one egg to myself. See? That's that servant that the Lord gave him a talent, and he put it into a napkin. And then when Yahweh came back, he said, you knew I was an austere man. All right? See, you putting that one egg in your pocket because you don't want to what? You don't want to fully put your trust and commitment into this truth, man. Well, guess what? The Lord going to have a judgment just for you. All right? Just for that. Just because you didn't put your complete trust and faith in him and you thought that this word wasn't going to make good on what it says. So you kept that last egg out of 100 in your pocket. And on your way home, you trip and fall, and that egg was smushed. Now you ain't got nothing. The Lord ain't dealing with you. The little bit you thought you had in the society ain't gonna matter. And you're gonna be preserved for the day of judgment, all right? So there ain't no plan B, all right? There ain't no plan B. And what? We putting all our eggs in one basket. There ain't no plan B, C, D, E, all the way to Z, okay? It's only one plan, and that's Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. What does he say? So where we at? Psalms 51:11, we read that. Let's get back to Psalms 130 and picking back up at verse 5. Psalms 130 and 5. I wait for Yahweh, my soul doeth wait. And in his word do I hope. That's all we got is hope. All right? And if that ain't good enough for you, the hell with you, man. This all we got is hope. You scoffers, you mockers, you individuals that say 100% of us that believe in this Bible are idiots. Cool. We'll be an idiot. For Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah's sake, we are made spectacles. Okay? You think people driving by and walking by don't look at us and say, damn, why they got them curtains on out there? All right? But only the elect will inquire and be inquisitive to want to know and come up and get answers. The rest, as it says in Proverbs 22:3, passes on. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. What? In this truth. But the wicked pass on. See? They just see, they may in their mind think, but they don't have the spirit to come up and ask and to get answers. See? But they're going to wish in that time that they stop and they ask and inquire about what's going on so that they can prepare themselves for what's to come. All right? Because they going about their day. They may be going to a dinner, to a movie, to whatever. All right? And here it is, the answers to life is right here before their eyes. All right? But they think because they got time that they can find the Lord when all hell breaks loose. That's the setup. Once all hell breaks loose, you ain't gonna find the Lord. Okay? So it says 130 in verse 5. I wait for Yahweh, my soul doeth wait, and in his word do I hope. My soul waiteth for the Lord more than they wait, more than they select. Let me start all over again. Psalms 130 and 6. My soul waiteth for the Lord more than they that watch for the morning. Right. Because why? They still got hope. All things are going to be better in the morning. Hey, we waiting for the Lord more than them that's waiting for this world and this world to have hope. Because they waiting and their hope is put into this world. Oh, America's going to be great again. America's going to get back on its feet. Just wait. We got this president by the name of Donald J. Trump. He's going to make everything good. Just wait until the morning. See? That's the world's hope. They putting their trust in man. What does it say in Jeremiah 17? Cursed be the man that put his trust in man. You got your trust in a system that was designed to fail. Okay? So guess what? You're going to be cursed when it fails. It says, my soul waiteth for the Lord more than they that watch for the morning. I say, more than they that watch for the morning. Let Israel hope in Yahweh. And only the elect are going to hope in Yahweh. All right? All of Israel on this side, they're going to hope in Yahweh because why? They got too many ways to be wicked. They got too many ways to make quote unquote money or the bad. All right? They ain't hoping. They ain't watching. They ain't waiting for the Lord. Because what? They could be doing 1,000,001 other things. And guess what? They doing it. And once again, give them an applaud, okay? That just makes all the more that we are of the elect, that we are doing to the end. So let them wait and let them watch for the morning, all right? We're going to wait and watch for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. So it says, verse 7, Psalms 130 and 7. Let Israel hope in Yahweh, for with Yahweh there is mercy. See? You think the Lord gonna give mercy to 2/3 of our people that's watching for the morning, for this society, for this kingdom to continue to go on? Absolutely not. Only mercy is gonna be bestowed upon is those that's waiting and watching for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. All right? If that evil servant knew what time his what does it say? If that evil servant knew what time the master of the house came, he would have been prepared. See? That's what's going to take these wicked 2/3 by surprise, man. They ain't measuring the time diligently. The signs are here that the master of the house is getting ready to come. But see, these evil servants, they ain't going to be found doing the work. They're going to be found drinking and marrying just like they did in the days of Noah and given to wives, roughly paraphrasing. And all of a sudden, Noah went into the ark and closed the door, and it started raining. Well, guess what? We building that spiritual ark right now, and only the elect are going to be able to get inside it once the rain, the missiles come. All right? Once the chariots come, they're not beaming up 2/3 of our people. The so-called UFOs, they only beaming up the elect. All right? So, hey, do what you will. Do what you must. Take heed to the warning or continue to do what you got to do. All right? But there ain't no plan B for the elect. And the elect is putting all their eggs in one basket. So it says, verse 7, Psalms 137, let Israel hope in Yahweh, for with Yahweh there is mercy, and with him is plenteous redemption, and he shall redeem Israel from all his iniquities. See, the Lord is long suffering, that none shall perish, that all shall come to repentance. But he know all ain't gonna come to repentance on this side. Only the elect. All right. But eventually all of Israel will be saved. And what? The kingdom. All right. Even the 2/3 that die on this side, they're going to be brought back into the kingdom of the righteous through their loins. Okay. So eventually all of Israel is going to be saved. But do you really want to go out in a blazing fire with missiles coming down and burning you because you kept that one egg and you didn't put all your eggs in one basket? Or you look for alternative plans? You look for a plan B, there is no plan B, and you look for it. Do you really want to have to burden and carry that shame in the kingdom? Because you're going to know if you come in the kingdom and you don't make it on the first go around, that first resurrection, and you have to be brought back to the loins of your elect, you're going to know you didn't have faith. You didn't believe. You thought there was a plan B. You thought you could put your eggs in other baskets. That shame is going to be on you for a while in the kingdom, all right? And rightfully so, okay? Rightfully so, all right? Because you what? You scoffed, you mocked at the service, the prophets of Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shah. So guess what? You're going to have that shame on you for that time being in the kingdom, all right? But you're going to be good no matter what. If you're an Israelite, you're going to be good, all right? As soon as you get in the kingdom, you're going to be all right. But on this side, woo, hey, good luck. So let's read that again. Psalms 130:8. It says, and he shall redeem Israel from all his iniquities. All right. So all of Israel is going to be redeemed for their iniquities. Okay. Let's go to 130. What I got? Let's go to 131. This is Psalms 131. And let's start at the top. It reads, Yahweh, my heart is not haughty, nor my eyes lofty, neither do I exercise myself in great matters, or in things too high for me. Surely I have behaved and quieted myself as a child that is weaned of his mother. My soul is even as a weaned child. See, this is how you have to be. All right, you can't come into this truth and being, proud and boastful, man. You got to be as a weaned child. All right, don't try to put yourself in great matters that you haven't studied for. All right, it takes time. All right, it takes time to allow yourself to mature in this walk. You got to get the necessary steps like a baby that has to be weaned. Okay, you got to get the milk, the basic understandings before you get the meat. All right, and that's another reason why people are turned off in this walk is that what? They get discouraged. You can't get everything in one day, all right? This word is like a homemade meal. This word is like a homemade meal. See, Israel want everything all together at once. It don't work like that. See, that's that sifting. That's Yahweh sifting the people as corn. If you can't get it all at one time, you're gonna what? You're gonna walk away. Hey man, this thing takes time. You got apostles and elders that's been laboring for 30, 35, 40 years. All right? So you can't get it all in one time, man. If you got everything all at once, your mind will explode, man. The Lord give you just enough for you to continue. Feed me food convenient for me. All right? In due time, if it's meant for you to understand and get it, you're going to get it. But you don't just walk away because you don't get it all at once. Where's the fun in that? All right? Where's the fun of getting all at once? Then where's the work? You're not working for it. All right? We got to work for this, man. Okay? We got to work for it. The Lord wants to see how bad we want it. All right? The Lord wants to see how bad we want it. All right? He ain't gonna give it to all. He is not gonna give it to us all at once. All right? So what? We got to work for it. Anything worth having is worth working for, man. We got to work for the kingdom of heaven. Okay? So don't be discouraged because you can't get it all at once. All right? If you are the elect, you're gonna get it though. All right? Whether it's now, whether it's during Jacob's trouble, whether it's leading up into the chariots, you're gonna get it. All right? So don't be discouraged because you can't get it. I don't understand that. Well, hey, the Lord gonna sup with you. He gonna send you to the appropriate, person for you to get it. Because you don't get it all at once. You don't just turn your back on the plow. You know what? I'm gonna worry about that later. Now, continue doing the work. And the Lord gonna show you in due time that answer that you was looking for. So Psalms 131 in verse 2. Surely I have behaved and quieted myself as a child that is weaned of his mother, my soul even as a weaned child. Let Israel hope in Yahweh from henceforth and forever. So you see the motif, the theme is that what? Israel has to hope in Yahweh. This is what we put our trust in, all right? There ain't no plan B outside of this word, man. Put all your eggs in one basket. That's the motif, that's the theme, that's the topic, all right? Put all your hope, put all your trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, all right? And don't run because things don't come to pass right away. It takes time. When you making a home-cooked meal, you can't put it on the stove and imagine, miraculously, it's gonna cook itself in 1 minute, all right? You want a microwave dinner, go buy a microwave dinner. Stick it in the microwave and eat it. And take the sickness that's come along with it. Because you put that food in the microwave, you're gonna get what? Radiation. But see, you cook a home-cooked meal over a stove, you're gonna get all the nutrients inside of it when you gotta cook it the right way though. You can't burn it, you can't scorch it. You gotta take your time, you gotta turn it over, you gotta stir it, you gotta watch it. It's the same thing with this truth, man. You can't get it all at one time. You gotta be cultivated. You gotta watch it, you gotta stir it. That's us eating the roll. All right, then once you eat the roll, you get the understanding, you go out and do the work. Okay? You don't get discouraged because you can't get all the breakdowns, all the knowledge, okay? Yeah, she got a damn iPod, she got an iPad rolling right up under her tire, man. I'm sure she's gonna be hating herself when she get home. Oh, damn it. I told you kids to keep that iPad inside the car. I just paid $150, see? They gotta worry about those things. We ain't worried about that, man. We don't lose no sleep. You see, when this place falls and crumbles, we gonna be excited, man, because we ain't gotta get up and work no more, all right? We gonna have to completely rely on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So it says, let Israel hope in Yahweh from henceforth and forever. Forever, meaning right now and forever. We're going to put our hope and trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right? So let's go to Psalms 138. And let's pick up at verse 1. Psalms 138 and 1. It says, I will praise thee with my whole heart. See? You can't leave no stone unturned. You got to praise Yahweh with your whole heart, your whole mind. You got to put everything into it. I'm going to keep one piece of that. I'm going to keep one egg back. No, put the whole batch in, man. The Lord knows whether or not you're praising him with all your heart. Or are you worried about trying to make it in the music industry? Or are you worried about trying to make it in the NBA? Or are you trying to worry about making it elsewhere? And therefore neglecting your duties to praise Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai with your whole heart. It says Psalms 130:81, I will praise thee with my whole heart, which is your mind. Before the gods will I sing praise unto thee. I will worship toward thy holy temple. All right, this is why we turn to face the east towards the holy temple. All right, Jerusalem. From the west, America, here in the Western Hemisphere. It says, I will worship towards thy holy temple and praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth. For thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name. See, we magnify the name. We open up all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. It says, in the day when I cried, thou answeredest me and strengthenest me with strength in my soul. See, it's days that we wake up and we don't feel good. All right? It's days that we wake up and we can't even get up out of bed, especially as you get up in age. All right? But we somehow, some way, we pull it together. If not, physically by saying it with our mouth, we say it in our mind. All right? And eventually, Lord, give us that renewing strength to come up and praise even more. All right? So what? It says, in the day when I cried, thy answeredest me and strengthenest me with strength in my soul. And that's what we crying and praying for. Lord, just keep the soul, just keep our spirit, just keep the Holy Spirit working with us. All right? We don't want much, all right? But don't take the Holy Spirit from off of us so that we may finish the work, so that we may finish our course. As Paul said, I have finished my course. But we praying the same thing. Lord, don't remove the Holy Spirit from off of us so that we may finish our course, so that we may be found worthy in the face of the Lamb and the holy angels. So it says, verse 4, Psalms 138:4, all the kings of the earth shall praise thee, O Yahweh, when they hear the words of thy mouth. Verse 5, yea, they shall sing in the ways of Yahweh, for great is the glory of Yahweh. Right. And eventually all the nations are going to exalt and worship Yahweh in the kingdom. They ain't going to have no other choice. If not, we already know what the outcome's going to be. All right? Those that don't worship Yahweh, they're going to be done away with. Okay? So verse 6, though Yahweh be high, yet have he respect unto the lowly, but the proud he knoweth afar off. That's why the 2/3 of our people, they got that proudful spirit on them. A haughty spirit goeth before the fall. All right? You're going to see when they on their knees begging and crying, oh, I'm sorry. Hey, squash all that. We don't want to hear that. The time you have right now to get on your knees and beg for mercy from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, you turned your nose up at him. Through what? His service to prophets. So what he's going to do? And your calamity, as it says in Proverbs 1 and right around 26, I will mock you in your calamity. He's going to laugh at you, man. And he's going to use his service to prophets to do so, all right? We're going to be laughing at you when we see you out there. Oh, my stomach, I ain't had nothing to eat. And hey, go take that chip. We're going to be laughing, man. We're going to be having a good time. We ain't going to lose no sleep, all right? So it says, though I walk in the midst of trouble, thou wilt revive me. Thou shalt stretch forth thy hand against the wrath of my enemies, and thy right hand shall save me. Who is his right hand? Who sits on the right side of the throne? Yahweh Shai. All right? That's why he came and he sent his son to what? Be that sacrificial lamb for the nation of Israel. All right? You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. So his right hand is going to be stretched out this last time to save the elect of Israel. All right? In a fashionable salvation with the chariots. Okay? So let's read that again. It says, though I walk in the midst of trouble. What's getting ready to pop off? Jacob's trouble. Though I walk in the midst of trouble. We're going to be right dead smack in the middle of Jacob's trouble. We're going to be right here along the rest of everybody else. See, we ain't gonna be raptured up and avoid the great tribulation. No, we gonna be right here dead smack in the middle of it, witnessing the miracles firsthand. All right? So that whole rapture doctrine, that shit's going on. You're gonna be raptured up before the day of great trouble, before Jacob's trouble. And then once those 7 years go by, then you're gonna come back down. That's BS. That's BS. We're gonna be right in the midst of it. So we can give praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. It says, though I walk in the midst of trouble, thou wilt revive me. See, we're gonna be revived. My servant shall eat, my servant shall drink, my servant shall have glory. It says, thou wilt revive me. Thou shalt stretch forth thy hand against the wrath of my enemies. Psalms 83 has a list of our enemies, but the number one enemy is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. He's the one that's ruling currently. He's the one that's getting ready to come down with great wrath. He's the one that's going to be sending his drones, his attack dogs, his troops after the elect. But what? Lord going to do what? Let's read it. It says, and thy right hand shall save me. Hey, Lord going to lift up a standard. Eventually, when the missiles come, Yahweh Shah is going to come along with the host of heaven, the thousands of heaven, and what? Beam up the elect in a miraculous fashion. All right, by what the world calls UFOs. All right, there was a UFO that got hit with a missile, and the missile bounced off the UFO, and the UFO kept going, man. So we serve a power that's, hey, you can't understand. All right, that's why it's best just to get in line. Just get in line with the word, man. Because the power we serve, he can't be quantified. Well, where's the beginning of the Lord? Where is his beginning? Hey, man, you're doing too much. All right, he's the Ancient of Days. He has no beginning or end. All right, well, who created him? See, that's that kind of madness that's gonna get you, falling away from the truth. Trying to figure out Yahweh, well, who created him? How did he come about? Is he a woman? How do you know he ain't a woman? See, that's that kind of stuff that'll get you taken out by what? Worrying about unnecessary things, worrying about things, as we read, higher matter. Don't worry about that. The scriptures say, as my ways are higher than yours, so you can't think about it. You can't think from this level. Just do what's required of you. Just do what's required from you of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Stick to the script. See, trying to get too big-headed and proudful and thinking you're going to try to outsmart the Lord, you're going to find yourself in a world of trouble. So it says, Psalms 138 and verse 8, Yahweh will perfect that which concerneth me. See, this is what we're after. We're after perfection. It says Yahweh will perfect. That means we are work in progress, all right? But we have to strive for what? That perfection. Just because we ain't perfect don't mean we don't have to try to strive to be perfect. That's what the Christians come short of. They tell you, you ain't got to keep the commandments. All you got to do is call on Jesus. So where is the change if you don't got to try to keep the commandments? And all you got to do is say with your mouth, Jesus, I'm saved in the name of Jesus. Where is the work that's required from you to go along with that faith? These Christians, they stalkers, man. Straight stalking ass Christians, man. It says, Yahweh will perfect that which concerneth me. Thy mercy, O Yahweh, endureth forever. Forsake not the works of thy own hands. See? So we tell him Yahweh to forsake not the works of thy own hands. All right? Who is what? His elect. All right? And in the time of trouble, guess what? He ain't going to forsake us, man. All right? He's not going to forsake us. So we stay true to our word and we believe wholeheartedly, all right, that this is the way. that Yahushua is the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by him. All right? There ain't no plan B. There ain't no let me keep one egg in my pocket and put 99 in the basket and then end up tripping and falling on your way home. Okay? We understand that it's all or nothing. Put everything in, put your whole heart into this truth in ministry. I don't put it all, don't put it in at all. That's why Yahushua says, I would rather you be hot or cold. But because you are lukewarm, I will spew you out of my mouth. So either you all in or you pump faking. All right? You can't be pump faking. Oh, I'm in today and I'm gonna take a break tomorrow. Hey, either you all in or go home. Be cold. Don't try to pump fake. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. So it says Yahweh will perfect that which concerneth me. Thy mercy, O Yahweh, endureth forever. Forsake not the works of thy own hands. All right? So guess what? He ain't gonna forsake his elect. All right? So let's go to Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 17. And let's start at verse 5. Points right around 8. This is Jeremiah 17:5. It reads, Thus said Yahweh, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from Yahweh. See? Now here it is. You got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You still got your faith and trust in the system. And what? Little do you know, this system is going to be your downfall. This system is going to be the reason why you get cursed, why the Lord ain't going to be dealing with you in that time of Jacob's trouble. All right? It says, verse 6, For he shall be like heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh. Right, because you ain't fully invested in this truth, you're not going to be able to see when good cometh. You're not going to be able to see that the servants that's out here on the highway and here just preaching is for your benefit. Because why? You got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You thinking that it's a plan B. There's more to put in all your eggs in one basket. And we telling you that there ain't. All right? And because you don't take heed and you won't listen, you're going to find the hard way. It says what? What shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land and not inhabit. So you're going to have it, you're going to catch hell, man. You're going to catch hell during Jacob's trouble, all right? You're going to catch hell like never before. Verse 7, blessed is the man that trusteth in Yahweh. This is what we put all our hope and our faith in, all right? In Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, all right? We putting all our trust in him, all right? We ain't leaving room for error. Oh, maybe there's another answer. Well, what happened if 20 years from now, nothing happens? Guess what? We got to endure to the end. So however long we are alive here on this earth, we have to continue to the end, all right? So it says, blessed is the man that trusteth in Yahweh, and whose hope Yahweh is. This is where our hope lies at, all right? Our hope lies in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. We don't know any other way but Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, man. All right? This is it. We made spectacles. All right? We don't got any other answer. We don't got any other solution. You come to us, what's the answer? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. What are you doing? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. We're gonna go into the word, man. Well, you can't give me your own thought? Nah, man. Pertaining to this truth, we got to come out the Bible, man. All right? We ain't got no other answers other than what the word says, okay? And if that's not sufficient enough for you, you can kick rocks, man. All right? You can kick rocks, all right? If you want us to give you a worldly answer to your solutions, you're looking for the wrong, you're going to go to the Nation of Islam. They'll give you a bean pie and a tie. They'll give you something for your answers, okay? But according to this truth, we're going to give you thus saith Yahweh, all right? And if you can't receive it, we can't do nothing for you, all right? Other than tell you to pray. All right. And if you are the elect, eventually you will get it. And if not, it just ain't for you to get on this side. So it says, Jeremiah 17:8, for he shall be a tree. Let me go back up to 7. Jeremiah 17:7. Blessed is the man that trusteth in Yahweh, and whose hope Yahweh is. That's our only hope, our only way out of this damn nightmare, okay? Our only answer and way out of this nightmare and this captivity is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. It says, for he shall be as a tree planted by the water. See? So it's nothing but upside from here on out. If you put your whole trust and faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah and not this system. This system is designed to fail you. All right? You ain't gonna get nothing out of this system. It's just temporarily. All right? Esau, Edom, so-called white man system is getting ready to come to an end. All right? You're gonna have planes crashing out of the sky. You're gonna have people losing their mind because they can't find the answers. And that's gonna be their end. All right? But those of us that put hope and trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, it says, for he shall be as a tree planted by the water. We're gonna get all the nutrients as that tree that's planted by the water. Good water coming in, water in our roots. We're not gonna be plucked up because our roots are dry. We're gonna flourish. All right, that's what it says. We're gonna flourish. It says, for he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when he cometh. We ain't gonna be here. When the missiles come, we're gonna be beamed up. We're gonna be beamed up. Only with our eyes are we gonna behold the wicked. All right? Oh yeah, hey, that's that tree that's gonna be burnt. That's gonna parch. But we're gonna be up out of here. All right? Only with our eyes, as it says in Psalms 91, shall we behold and see the reward of the wicked. Okay? So it says, for he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when he cometh, where her leaf shall be green. We're going to be taken care of, all right? And shall not be careful in the year of drought. Man, just imagine that. Here it is, you got the famine of the word, you got a famine literally, and you're going to be taken care of if there isn't a drought. Man, that's some real power there, man. That's the power we serve. That it could be a drought in the land, but you're gonna be flourishing. Hey, that's the type of plan I want right there. You mean to tell me it's a plan that although a drought is in the land, I can still flourish as a tree with green leaves? Give me that plan. Sign me up to that plan. How do I get good with that? Well, first, you gotta be of the nation of Israel. You gotta be a so-called Black, Latino, Native American. And then you have to be of the elect, okay? And the plan is already given to you, okay? This is the plan, all right? We just reiterate it to wake you up, all right? So that you'll know exactly who you are and what's required from you, all right? But the plan was already written from the beginning, all right? It's already here, okay? You just have to be woken up to the fact that you're part of the plan if you're of the elect. So it says, for he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when he cometh, where her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. See, we're gonna continue to still produce, all right, that yielding fruit, all right? We out here doing the work, all right? In the midst of a wicked and perverse nation, we still doing the work, man. All the way up until the time Yahweh calls us back in, all right? When Yahweh says, that's it, let your tongue cleave to the root of your mouth, meaning the word ain't gonna be out. A famine of the word, it's too dangerous out here on the streets. Hey, we falling back. When you don't see us out here on the streets no more, and you don't see the videos being uploaded on YouTube or the unicorn, you already know what time it is, all right? You already know what time it is, okay? And we don't have any other answers or solutions outside of this truth, all right? What did Yahweh Shai say to his disciples? Will you forsake me? All right? And the disciples said, no, Lord, what are we going to do? Where are we going back to? Matter of fact, let's get that account in Matthew. It's like John 6. Where are we going back to? Somebody give me the answer. If you leave this truth, where are you heading back to? Your own vomit, man. Who wants to go back to their own vomit? No one in their right mind wants to turn back to their own vomit, man. All right, this is John 6. This is John 6 and verse. Let's start at verse 55. Red letter, so this is Yahweh Shai speaking. It reads, for my flesh is meat indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. He that eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood dwelleth me, and I in him. So it goes on to say that this saying was too hard for those that follow him to understand and to believe, so many left him. All right? But what was he talking about? Those that eat my flesh and drink my blood. This word is likened to his flesh and his what? His blood. So when those disciples that will follow him heard that, it says what? Many thereof of his disciples, when they had heard this, said, this is a hard saying. Who can hear it? When Yahweh Shai knew in himself that the disciples murmured at it, he said unto them, doeth this offend you? So does this truth offend you? Does what we saying offend you? Well, guess what? We don't give a damn. All right? We're just going to say it outright blatantly. We don't give a damn if you're offended by it. All right? Have I become your enemy because I teach you the truth? Am I your enemy because I tell you the truth? We don't care, man. It's only for the elect to begin with. It says, when Yahweh Shai knew in himself that his disciples murmured at it, he said unto them, doeth this offend you? All right? Now let's go down to the part where I want to look at. It reads 62. And if ye shall see the Son of Man ascend up where he was before, it is the spirit that quickeneth, and the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So this is the life right here that we need. 64. But there are some of you that believe not. For Yahweh Shai knew from the beginning who they were that believe not. So Yahweh Shai already know who the ones that believe and who the ones that don't. All right? He knows who the ones that's looking for other alternatives outside of this truth, and who's the ones that's going to put everything into this truth wholeheartedly. All right? You can't pump fake the Lord, man. The Lord already know all your moves. I'm going to pump fake him. I'm going to jab him. You can't be, yeah, you might be able to cross up a man on the courts. You might be able to pump fake and throw off a cornerback out there in the field, but you can't pump fake Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, and you can't try to cross them over. They know your moves before you make them. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get down to the last second, and then I'm gonna take the chip. He already knew you were gonna take the chip from the beginning. He read your body signs. He knew you. He created you. He knew you was gonna try that behind the back, weak ass crossover in front. He knew all your moves, man. All right, he knew your moves before you knew them. So how much more you trying to pump fake and take him out with them weak ass moves, man? It says, from the beginning, who they were that believed not and who should betray him. Verse 65. And he said, therefore said I unto you, that no man can cometh unto me, except it were given unto him of my Father. See? So you can't even receive this truth outside of you being sent by the Heavenly Father. All right? And by receiving this truth, I mean endure all the way until the end. not just hearing the word, because what does it say? Be ye not just hearers of the word, but doers. Okay? You have to do the work. All right? And the Lord knows who's going to do the work all the way up until the end. All right? So ain't no pump faking him. You can't cross him over. You can't pump fake him. You can't try to get one up on him. All right? It's best to just fall in line, man. Be a good soldier and fall in line. Do the work. All right? Damn, you act like it's so difficult. I can't, because, man, F what you got going on outside of this work. All right? Man, and that's how you feel. Do what you got to do then. All right? But as it says in Ecclesiasticus 38, let's jump and get that. This is Ecclesiasticus 38, which is in the Apocrypha. You can get that in the 1611 too. We're going to read it. Because if you pump faking and crossing over and trying to do your thing on the side along with the truth, it ain't going to last. So let's get this in Ecclesiasticus 28. Oh, it might be 38, excuse me. Ecclesiasticus 38. This is Ecclesiasticus 38 and 24. It reads, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise. See? So here it is, you trying to occupy yourself in all type of endeavors and forsake this truth. And guess what? You're going to come up short because why? The time that you had to get this truth in your leisure, in your downtime, you turned your face up at it. All right, let's read that again. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 38 and 24. It reads, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by the opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise. See? So you got to prioritize yourself. What's the first and foremost thing of importance? This truth. And then everything else is second nature. All right? So prioritize, man. Your sole focus should be on serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? So back to John 6. And we get ready to close up in a little bit. It says, 66, from that time, many of his disciples went back and walked no more with them. See, Yahweh Shai had many disciples, all right? It was just the 12 that stood 10 toes down. But he had a lot of disciples. But his sayings was not understood and taken to the extent that they was able to follow him. All right, so only 12 was able to actually follow him. So it says, then said Yahweh Shai unto the 12, will you also go away? So this is what Yahweh Shai saying, you gonna turn back and leave on me too? Let's see what they say. Verse 68. No, verse 67. Then said Yahweh Shai unto the 12, will ye also go away? 68. Then Simon Peter answered him, Lord, to whom shall we go? So that's our mindset, like Simon Peter. Where are we going to go, Lord? Where are you going to go? Back to Christian church? Back to whatever religion? Where are you going to go outside of this truth? That's the scary thing. People believe, especially those that heard the word, that there's some other answer or solution to go back to. Oh, I'm going to leave that racist cult. Good luck to you, all right? So it says, then Simon Peter answered him, Lord, to whom shall we go? Thou hast the words of eternal life. 69, and we believe and are sure that thou art the anointed, the Son of the living power. Yahweh Shai answered them, have not I chosen you 12, and one of you is the devil? So guess what? The Lord knows, man. Those of us that's putting on that good, that good act, He knows which one of us is going to turn our back on him. And we praying to the Most High that it's not us, man. Lord will it. Abba Ratazah, Father will. In the Hebrew, we praying that the Lord don't remove the spirit from off of us and we be found in that Judas spirit, all right? Because we don't want to turn our back on this truth. We don't want to turn our back on the Lord, man. And if we are the elect, we won't. But that's a scary thing. We don't know if we are the elect or not, all right? So we got to walk as if we're not until we're sure that we are, all right? That's the act that we have to follow. Walk as if you're not until you are, okay? Verse 70, Yahweh answered, have not I chosen you 12, and one of you is a devil. 71, he spake of Judas Issachar, the son of Simon, for he it was that should betray him, being one of the 12. See? That's a sad thing, man. To be that close to the Messiah and then have to betray him. But guess what? That was his lot. All right? That's the lot of a 2/3. All right? To come into this truth, to walk with the Lord, and then put the plow down and go back into the world. All right? That's the lot of a 2/3 of Judas Issachar. All right? To betray the Lord, man. We're just praying to the Father that it's not us. All right? So I believe that's going to conclude the lesson on there is no plan B. And with that being said, we're going to turn the face to east. We give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Right? Shalom. Until the next time, if you do the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We're almost home. Shalom. Peace.